Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday celebration for Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Boston. I'm Reverend Gina, and I am blessed to be this spiritual leader here for this community that is both online and in person, that we are all over and right here and now. Such a blessing to be here with you today for this amazing topic of vulnerability, seeing and being seen. This month we've been talking about vulnerability and what does that mean? What does it mean to be vulnerable? And what stops us from being vulnerable? Why is it that we're not always our authentic selves? And how do we get to that place of being more authentic and allowing ourselves today to be seen? That's what we're going to talk about. And it is a wonderful topic, and I'm so grateful to be here with you for that. And here at Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Boston, we are a spiritual community that lovingly embraces all. We celebrate diversity through the practices of the science of mind teachings and principles for the betterment of each individual and the oneness of all. And we do know that oneness. We know that there is only one, but that does not mean sameness. We are not the same in any way. We are individualized expressions of divine. And it's about using that and loving that and knowing who we really are, that we can be vulnerable, that we can be authentic, and that we can live out loud. So today we're going to do just that. We are going to live out loud and be our authentic, joyful selves. And we're going to begin with Karen Drucker's song, Beauty in You.
I see the beauty in you, I see the power in you, I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you, I see the sweetness in you, I see the softness in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me, I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the goodness in you, I see the wisdom in you, I see the strength in you, and so it is. I see the joy that's in you, I see your light shining through, I see the love that's in you, and so it is. I can see it, it's right there before me, I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the grace that's in you, I see the courage in you, and I see the heart that's in you, and so it is. And I see the beauty in you, I see the power in you, I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the beauty in you, I see the beauty in you, I see the power in you, I see the power in you, greatness in you.
I see the greatness in you.
And I see the goodness in you now.
I see the goodness in you.
And I see the wisdom in you.
I see the wisdom in you.
Oh, I see your strength, your strength.
I see the strength in you.
And I see your joy, joy, joy.
I see the joy in you.
And I see your light shining, light
I see
shining.
the light in you.
And I feel the love that's in you.
I see the love in you.
And I see the grace that's in you.
I see the grace in you.
And I see the courage in you.
I see the courage in you.
And I see the heart in you.
I see the heart in you. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
And so it is. I do. I see the love within you, the heart within you. What a gift it is to remember that each one of us, is that light of divine, and we get the opportunity each day to shine it. That's what we're here for. And someone that always shines is going to be doing our invocation and our reading today with an extra special guest. And I want to just welcome everyone that's watching online, wherever you are. We're so grateful that you're here. Just know that it is so important to us that you are here with us. Thank you, Raul, for being here. And, let us know who's there, who's out there. How are you this morning? Are you shining? Are you being the sunlight of the spirit? Here in Rhode Island, it's a little dingy. It's raining, but that's okay. We can be the sunlight. We can be that joy. But I am inviting in the lovely and beautiful Sonia Hart, who is a licensed practitioner and the head of our teaching chapter in Barbados, with an extra special gift. Our special guest this morning is Zen, that beautiful grandchild of yours that I've been waiting to see. It's so wonderful to have you both with us. And thank you for praying us in this morning, Sonia.
Thank you, Reverend Gina. At this time, I'm going to say good morning to all of CSL Greater Boston and everyone else who's joining us on the internet via Zoom or Facebook. Sorry, via YouTube or Facebook. I'm going to ask you to just get silent and let us go within. Recognizing that God is all there is. God is that divine spark that is in each and every one of us, that is in all creation. And because God is all there is, we too are all that God is. And so I speak this word now, knowing that each and every one present here is a divine expression of God. Each and every one present is in. Give me 1 sec. You want to go? Excuse me for one moment. Let me start over from the beginning. I'm going to invite each and every one of us to just get silent and go within, recognizing that God is all there is. God is absolute love. God is absolute joy. God is peace. God is grace. And each and every one of us here today is a full expression of all that God is. We are that love. We are that joy. We are that grace. And so I speak this word that our lives are an expression of all that God is, that we live in complete joy, love, and grace, that every moment that presents itself is an opportunity to demonstrate the godliness that we are. And so I give thanks with a grateful heart for being in this presence that we call God consistently. And so I release this word knowing that it is done, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Sonia. And we have a slide of what our reading is going to be today.
Yes.
And it is actually my favorite. And if you could read that for us.
Yes. Our deepest fears, and this reading is taken from, is by Marianne Williamson, A Return to Love. It's a poem. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking, so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Thank you so much. That's
And
the end of
that beautiful, so great to meet her. Thank you so much for sharing your with us.
welcome.
Blessings to you.
Say goodbye to Reverend
Thank
Gina.
you so much. That is my favorite quote, and I am so grateful to finally meet Zen. I have heard and seen pictures. And I am very grateful to have that joyous youth energy on this message this morning. And the next song that we're going to play is Seeing God in Everyone. And it's by Gary Lynn Floyd and Jamie Lula. And we do, when we look in the eyes of a child or someone that loves us, we can see the divine. It's just about looking for that Christ within each one.
Everything beneath the sun breathes like a harmonium. Pure perfection has begun, shining like a midnight sun. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone. Let me be an instrument, guided by an heaven sent. May these grapes of pain ferment, alchemize to love's content, ever be a sacrament. knowing God is my intent. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. Rolling like a thundercloud, let me live my love out loud, standing for mankind and proud, baptized in a holy shroud. Peace be still and know me now. God is in all I have found. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. Oh God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. Knowing what I'm here for, rowing on to distant shore. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. God in everyone, spinning like a prayer field, turning like Ezekiel's wheels, nothing like a kiss seals the spirit I become. Knowing what I'm here for, rolling on the distant shore, flowing from the infinite, God in everyone. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone.
Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone. That's the last line of that song. Isn't that beautiful? Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone. Just breathe that in for a minute. Good morning, and welcome to the Sunday celebration year. And I am blessed to be here as the minister of this wonderful community. I'm Reverend Gina, and I am so grateful. I actually was with the group in Barbados right before this. Technology amazes me that I could be with a group in Barbados, and here I am with you in your living room or wherever you may be, and know that I'm so grateful for it. You know, we have, yes, I agree. It's a beautiful song. Karen and Chris in Medford, thank you on this rainy morning. You know, we get the opportunity to remember that out of darkness we can come when we see God in everyone. And that is our topic today, seeing and being seen. And I believe that that's what it means. That's what it's about, is really being in a place of seeing divine. For when we are reminded of who and what we are, of whose we are, it makes everything easier in life. We get the opportunity to choose how we walk through life together. So let us consciously choose. Let us be here in authenticity and, yes, even vulnerability. Living out loud means being who we really are. And, sometimes that comes with, a little bit of, well, that means I need to say I'm sorry when I'm wrong. Or it might even mean that I'm not wrong. Sometimes it's that compromise of saying, well, you might be right. Everyone has an opinion, everyone has a choice. But sometimes those choices aren't what we would choose. And it's so important to remember that regardless, that there is only one. Ernest Holmes in our Declaration of Principles said, we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It's the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite, self-knowingness. So we start out by knowing that, yes, we are divine. We are that good. And that, that good is within each one. Sometimes it's hard to see. Sometimes people only are very surface. Hi, how are you? Good, that's great. And you move on with life. And there are people in life that you are meant to have more casual conversation with. And what's really important is the ability to be seen and to see others, because that's how we build relationships. That's how we build communities, especially spiritual communities. It's about being our authentic selves and being loved for it. That takes vulnerability. That takes really knowing ourselves. Brene Brown said, we cultivate love when we allow our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and known. And when we honor the spiritual connection that grows from that offering with trust, respect, kindness, and affection. So it is coming into a room full of different expressions that have different beliefs, that have different talents and skills, people that love different colors, different songs, different types of music, have completely different lifestyles, and honoring each one. It's not that one color is better than any other color. I love purple. Doesn't mean red or yellow isn't beautiful. It's just, what is my favorite color? What is yours? What is your, favorite song? What is your, it's being vulnerable and really knowing ourselves enough to share that in amazing ways, which is our talents and skills. See, Spirit gave you gifts. It may be your compassion. It may be that you're a wonderful teacher. You might be an excellent dancer. Maybe you're an excellent cook. Perhaps you're brilliant and you're going to cure cancer. Whatever it may be, whatever your gift is, you're meant to use it. Don't hold it back even for a moment. As Marianne Williamson said, who are you not to shine? It's like being given wonderful gifts. And when we don't use them, it's as if we received all these gifts for our birthday and we hid them away, hid them from the world. We didn't even use them or play with them. We didn't enjoy these gifts. Would we get any more? No, we wouldn't. And we wouldn't enjoy life. When we're holding ourselves back from who we're truly meant to be, we do not enjoy life. It's so important to a thriving community or world that we each give what is ours to give. I love the story of stone soup. A stranger comes into town and basically has nothing. And everybody they say, well, we don't have anything. There's a famine. We don't have anything to give you. And he said, that's okay. I have plenty. I'm going to make the most amazing soup ever. And he gets each member and community to give something. Well, I have a couple of carrots. I can add that. Well, I'd like some soup too, and I can give you a few potatoes. Well, I have some spices, and I have this, and I have that. And when it came together, it was an amazing soup because of all the flavors that were brought to it. That's what life is. We are meant to be that different ingredient. We are individualized expressions of divine. Ernest Holmes said that all creation is a manifestation at the light of God. God seeing himself in form, God experiencing himself in his own actions, and God knowing himself in us as us. For the highest God and innermost God is one God and not two. So, spirit that is alive in each one of us, it is up to us to cultivate. It is up to us to understand that there is not me and someone else, that in this oneness, we each bring something special. But it starts with knowing yourself. What are your talents? What are your gifts? What do you bring to the world? And it's learning how to value that, value the truth of who you are, honoring it, speaking that truth, living in that truth. And it also means acknowledging when something's too much. See, part of vulnerability is when we're engaging in life, knowing when it's more than we can handle, when I need to take a time out and rest, not being caught up in the rat race of life, but in the truth of spirit, and knowing when it's too much, knowing when we're triggered. This week's Sacred Circle is actually, that's the topic, is about triggers, identifying them, and really learning how to let them go. Because when we get caught up in the story or an againstness, it only holds us back. We know that everything is energy. And that if I'm wasting my time against anything, then what I'm for isn't moving forward. Learning how to come together in a loving way, that you can be you and I can be me, and we celebrate both. Because there is no other, there's only the one. It's allowing ourselves to be truly seen, And in a society that is about bigger, better, faster, more, that tells us it's all about what we wear or where we live, what we look like, and tries to tell us that we're consumers versus expressions of divine. It's knowing the truth and remembering. You are the beloved of the beloved. I am the beloved of the beloved. There is nothing that I could possibly do that Spirit would not love me, because Spirit is me. There are times I miss the mark, and I can make mistakes just like anyone else. And it's what I do with that. That's where the vulnerability comes in. It's learning how to say I'm sorry and accept that when someone else makes a mistake, whether they say it or not, loving them anyway. Especially if you have children, no matter what they do. And if you've had teenagers or you even adult children, you know that there are times that you just shake your head and even get furious at times. But the truth is, there is nothing your child could do that would make you not love them. You may not agree with everything, but you could never not love them. Spirit has no ego. Spirit is love. There is nothing that we could possibly do to be separate from. So it's important that I remember that. It's important to remember as I walk through every day that I am guided, guarded, governed, and lifted by and as Spirit. See, each one of us is the hands, heart, voice of divine. And we're here to love each other, to lift each other up. And that takes vulnerability. It takes allowing people to get close, allowing them to know who we really are. For me, perhaps my most vulnerable thing for me is my writing. When a lot of my poems may have my heartache or grief or whatever emotion pour through them. And it's easy to be joyful in front of people, but it's not always easy to share my grief, my sadness, or loss, and know that people will read that. The prayer is that maybe it'll help someone. Just like that Marianne Williamson quote helps me, reminds me of my light. My prayer is that others know the same. But it takes a lot of vulnerability to put it out there. There's a quote and I don't have the quote, but Brene Brown talks about, the man in the arena. Who we really are is divine. And so many never even begin to shine that light. If there's something in you, whether it's a poem or a story, whether it's a new career or a hobby, if you've always wanted to paint. If you've always wanted to learn how to ballroom dance, go do it. Make sure that you are living out loud. Make sure that you are in that light. Louise Hay says, if I want to be accepted as I am, then I need to be willing to accept others as they are. So are you accepting people exactly as they are? I'm not saying it's always easy. Here in the United States, we have a lot of againstness that appears in our political world, especially. And there is only one. So I don't have to agree with everything you say. I don't have to agree with you. And in some instances, I may not even like you or the things you do, but I must love you. Because if there is only one, if I turn against you, I turn against that one. It's really cultivating and allowing the love and the light within me to reach yours. If you smile at someone, they will smile back. If you're kind to someone, usually they're kind back. So when we look at the life we're living, if we're not receiving what we choose, we can think differently because we know thoughts are things. We can act differently. We can live differently. And it's knowing that nobody, no one person is our source. So it's not about what anyone thinks about us. The only one that matters is how do I think about me? And it's so important that I honor myself along with honoring each one. Because people will only treat me as well as I treat me, if I'm lucky. So there's so many aspects to vulnerability, but they really begin with knowing yourself, honoring yourself. There's a practice of mirror work that Louise Hay talks about in You Can Heal Your Life, which is one of my favorite books. And in mirror work, you look in the mirror and you say affirmations. And there are so many people that look in the mirror and cannot say, I love you. It cannot say the kind words to themselves. You are worthy. Look in your eyes today and know that the light that is there is divine. And if you don't feel like you're shining, find someone that can help you shine even brighter. It is so important. It is so important that we live as Spirit calls us to. For it is divine that is living through us, in, as, and through each one. So let's work on letting go of judgment, fear, againstness for ourselves or anyone else. And be that authentic truth. Be the love. Show up as the love I choose to see in the world. Use my skills, my gifts to be that. Allow myself to be seen. Julianne O'Connor said, when you let me see you, you give me permission to be seen. So let's be seen this week. Let's make a point of really being present as the presence. And that means seeing ourselves, looking in the mirror with kindness, and seeing the beauty, that individual beauty. And if that's not what we're feeling, then we can work on that. It's a good beginning. Let us truly be in that place of looking at others and looking for what are their good qualities in each one. And if it's hard to find, then let's just love them instead. I don't have to find reasons other than that is the vessel of divine as well. Whether I'm seeing it or not, knowing that it's there, I can honor that. Namaste. When we say namaste, the Christ within you is what I'm greeting. The Christ in me is greeting the Christ in you. That divine within me that is untouchable and eternal is greeting that divine within you. So I encourage you this week to consciously support that in others. See that in others. It's easy to do when we're with children. It's easy to see their light. Let's look for that in others. Let's compliment that in others. Look for reasons to give away kindness, compassion, compliments, no matter what it is. Thank you for always being there. Or perhaps it's, you're always not just on time, you're always early, you always help with things. Or I love the way you do that. Whatever it may be, for when we put it out, it gives us an opportunity to receive it back. Vulnerability shows up in many forms, even in just showing up. So let's look at that this week. Let us be that betterment of who we are in the oneness. Because when we lift our personal vibration, we lift the world and everything in existence, because there is only one. So I am grateful to have been here with you today and, knowing these truths. Let's walk into this week expecting to be seen, being okay with that. I know people that only wear black because they don't want, to or never want to take pictures. Allow yourself to be seen, knowing that your vessel is perfect and beautiful, knowing that you are perfect and beautiful. Let us honor each other that way, letting go of any seeming doubts, fears, or insecurities, and trusting in faith. Spirit's got this. So let's have fun with that this week. And I'd love to hear from you through the week how that's showing up. Let me know by all means. You can email me. You can let me know how that goes. I'm Gina at CSLBoston.org. You can reach out to me or through the website as well. Again, it's Gina at CSLBoston.org. And I would love to hear how your vulnerability challenge is going. So we have a few different announcements, but before we get into that, let's do our affirmation declaration. And I'd invite you to say this with me. Divine in me sees and appreciates the divine within you. And if you can say that with me one more time. Divine in me sees and appreciates the divine within you. And, it's time for our circulation. Law of circulation states, giving activates receiving. So know that we are here because of people like you, that you are the reason that we get to share this message, whether it be to Barbados or Boston. It is your financial support that allows us to share and be the good in the world out there. So thank you for that. And if you've been spiritually fed, it's remembering that law of circulation, whether it's through PayPal or Venmo, that works, that what we are given out, we always receive more back. So let's be in that place of flow and know that. And our divine giving affirmation, if you can say that with me now. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. And of course, next week we have an amazing workshop that's going to be on the 30th. And that is next Sunday at actually East Coast. We are in the East Coast, it's 1 o'clock. And that's going to be with Reverend Sherry Johnson, Calling in Love. So if you know anyone that's been looking for that right and perfect companion, that right and perfect mate, and it hasn't quite found them, let them know. The information is also on our Facebook page. And again, they can reach out to me anytime. And it's Gina at CSLBoston.org. Or you could reach out to Reverend Sherry for more information as well. Monday, we do visioning. It's in our newsletter. I encourage you to go to our website, sign up for our newsletter, and that is at CSLBoston.org. It comes with our every announcement on a slide. You click on that picture and it takes you right to us, whether that be Sunday service or our Thursday Sacred Circle at 7. And we have Reverend Lauren Martin who's going to be here. And the topic this week is triggers, identifying them and dissolving them so that we don't have to continue to walk around, with that frustration or being controlled by anything. It's being that love we wish to show and be in the world. So thank you for being here for all of this. And I can't wait for that wonderful conversation and the workshop. And we've got some great things. We're looking at starting a foundations class in the next couple of weeks, and I will have information on that next Sunday. And foundations is actually our first class, it's the beginnings of the first class I ever took, and it is very informational, a little bit about everything with our spiritual practices. It's amazing. So I will get that information out next week, but it is going to be a wonderful, it's going to be Saturday afternoon, and it'll be via Zoom. So wherever you are in the world, it's for you. And we would love for you to join us with that. So before we close, the last thing I have is prayer. I would love for us to know and be in that oneness together. Let us just be right here and right now. And let us just take a breath. I invite you to just be here now, grounded in love as the presence. Knowing that there is only one power, presence, love, and life. And that one is all there is, was, and ever will be, omniscient, omnipresent, and opulent. That one is divine. It is love, peace, harmony, joy. It just is. There is nowhere that it is not. And that includes me. I am that I am presence. I am that love, light, harmony, joy. I am that good. And as I know it of me, I know it of each one. Each individualized expression is that love and abundance, perfection and wholeness. And I claim every bit of that right here and right now. I claim harmonious relationships between individuals and the world. I expect peace within me and to be a catalyst of that peace for the world. Knowing that peace within each one is what creates world peace. I expect the abundant flow and goodness of divine. And I accept it right here and right now for myself, for each one watching, and for the world. And I know that CSL Greater Boston is blessed, that it is attracting in amazing ways as a beacon all that need truth, love, and the practice and connection of divine, knowing that this vibrant community is growing in amazing ways and that all resources needed are already received. I celebrate the goodness, the authenticity, the joy of living out loud, of seeing and being seen, of being vulnerable and allowing the good and the greatness within me to breed the greatness within thee. And in that joyful knowing, I celebrate it. I celebrate it for myself and each one that is watching live or watching back at any time, because there is only oneness. Knowing that infinite possibility. I joyously am so grateful, overflowing, knowing that the law does what it does, makes it easy, that it's already done. I set it free, I let it be. I say amen. And together we say, and so it is. So thank you for being here on this Sunday morning and celebrating the joy of vulnerability, that we may be seen in amazing ways. And next Sunday, I'm excited to say Reverend Laura Topper will be here with us, sharing the final week of how we can harness the power of vulnerability. So I wish you so many blessings. And we have one final song. And this is actually what I consider my theme song. And I believe everybody should have a theme song. It's that one song that at any given point when you're having a day that doesn't seem like your highest or best, it's going back to that one song that allows you to remember who you truly are. So I invite you to find one that celebrates you, and that when you listen to it, you say, yes, this is me. And again, it's going to start with that same quote by Marianne Williamson. So I invite you to, as we've delved into vulnerability some, really hear the words again and the words of the song. Blessings and love. Until next week, have a wonderful week.
I want to bring to you something about you. It is a quote. I quote, "Our worst fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. This is with gratitude to Marianne Williamson, everybody. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Yes, there's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. May we know that together. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light, this light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it